heirloom photos. What happens when no one's left to tell the story? April 1931. Love. It's the script, handwritten script, from an unknown person in my family from a long time ago, almost a century ago. What happens to our photos when we pass on? It's really sort of a philosophical question, isn't it? What about these old photo albums in our basements? Great care was taken to assemble them and pass them down and around the family. My grandmother used to sit me down and show all the family photos that she had collected over the years. She loved those photos. Maybe she had the same concerns that I do. The motivation for this video, at least. What's going to happen to these photos? Who's going to remember them? And if she hadn't sat down with me to share the photos and the stories, maybe I wouldn't care enough to try to pass them on myself. Who will remember my great Uncle Al, my Aunt Lily, Uncle Jim, Aunt Harriet, Spike, Aunt Anna, or my dearest Grandmother May? They were all sweet, special people, made me feel loved as a young child. This video is the least I can do to try to share just a little bit of their legacy through photos. My grandmother didn't have much. She had these memories, though. I'm the keeper of these photos now, from the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s. But all of these photos meant something to my grandmother. They are her family history. Sometimes the names on the back of the photos help. Full names, maiden names, names of former husbands long gone from the scene before I was born, like my father's father who left and never came back. Some men don't deserve photos in the photo album. Harriet Spicer was my great aunt, my father's mother's sister, my grandmother's sister. I have very fond memories of Aunt Harriet when I was a young boy, and life centered around her small Baltimore City row home. I have distinct memories of it. That house had been in the family for a long time. Aunt Harriet passed away when I was a young boy, though, and somehow my father purchased that house from her estate. I remember my Aunt Harriet's house very well as a young child. My father lived there with my aunt and my grandmother. It was his safe house. Whenever things were bad or he needed help, that's where he went. I'm pretty sure it was haunted. A lot of my family members had passed away in that house. There were a lot of memories there, good and bad. But from these old photos, at least, for sure, they had a sense of adventure. There's hundreds of photos that I don't know anything about, but they're very interesting historical photos. I distinctly remember this photo when I was young. I always wondered who was meticulously cut out of the right-hand side of this photo. Some of these photos have very personal memories to me. These are the only 3 photos of a half-sister I barely knew. My grandmother took good care of these photos. It must have broken her heart not to see this beautiful child grow up. My family, they were very proud, my grandmother especially, of when the newspaper, the Curtis Bay newspaper, mentioned anything about the family. They had a handful of clippings. And I remember my grandmother reading these things with a big smile and pointing out the names in the paper. It meant something. It's nice that I get to be the custodian of those clippings today. I don't know who these two people are, but there's a half a dozen or so photos of these two in different stages of life. They just look so happy in love. I wish I knew more. It's probably been 45 years since my grandmother told me anything about these photos. She's long since passed away. But mostly this video is about preserving the memories of what I do know. Just small little tidbits of memories. Virtually everyone in these photos has passed away, except for me. My Aunt Harriet, my Aunt Nell, Anna. It's just a small glimpse into this family tree of the Lillibridges, the Hoovers, the Millers, and other names that have been passed on. Dedicate this video to my Uncle Lyle, my grandmother's brother, my great uncle. I'm gonna do a separate video about him. And I dedicate this video to my Aunt Anna. She never realized her dreams of marrying Sean Cassidy, but she told me about it quite a bit. And of course, I dedicate this to my grandmother, Anna Mae Miller. She was sweet. Very simple, sweet person. Try to capture the memories of your family photos before the memories, like the photos themselves, fade away. Don't wait too long. They're precious memories.